Nage no kata consists of 15 representative throwing techniques, 3 each from the 5 major categories: tewaza, koshiwaza, ashiwaza, ma tsutemiwaza, and yoko tsutemiwaza. This kata was created to help understand and master the theoretical basis of each technique, from kuzushi, balance breaking, to tsukuri, setup, to kake, execution. By practicing the kata, students learn the basics of nage-waza. This is a powerful demonstration of nage no kata by then 7th Dan Daigo and 5th Dan Matsushita during the 1964 Tokyo Olympics, when the Nippon Budokan was the venue for judo. Precision, sharpness, power, and vitality are the qualities demonstrated in this well-executed nage no kata. First, let's watch the entire nage no kata. Tori stands to the left and uke to the right, facing shomen. They begin with a standing bow to shomen. They then face each other and perform seated bows. They then stand, take one step forward with their left foot, assume shizen hontai, then take another step to start tewaza hand techniques. The first of the 3 tewaza is uki-otoshi. Tori takes 2 large steps back and breaks uke's balance to the front by pulling down strongly with both hands. Each of the techniques in nage no kata are executed twice, first from the right and then from the left. Seoi nage. Uke attempts to strike Tori's tento, or top of the head, with his fist. Tori blocks the blow and seizes Uke's arm to throw him forward, using his shoulder for leverage. Both knees should be straightened when executing the throw. Kataguruma. Tori uses his hips to lift Uke on his shoulders in one unified movement and throws him forward diagonally. Take care to perform the throw in the middle of the dojo. After finishing the 3 tewaza, both Tori and Uke return to their original positions and with their backs to each other quickly adjust their judogi. And now to the koshiwaza, or hip techniques. First, ukigoshi. Taking advantage of Uke's attempts to strike Tori's tento, Tori pulls Uke's hips towards him and twists to execute the throw. Harai-goshi. Tori presses his hip firmly against Uke's abdomen and throws him by sweeping upward against his leg. Tsurikomi-goshi. Tori grasps the back of Uke's collar, lowers his hips and presses them firmly against Uke's front thighs to throw him. After finishing the koshiwaza, they proceed to the ashiwaza foot and leg techniques. Okuri ashi harai. Upon grappling, Tori seizes the initiative and controls Uke while stepping sideways. On the 3rd step, the Tori sweeps both of Uke's feet in the direction in which he is moving. Be careful not to make it a daiashi harai. Sasai tsurikomi-ashi. Tori needs to turn his body outwards and pull hard to break Uke's balance. Tori applies the sole of his foot right above Uke's ankle to prop and throw him. Uchimata. Tori moves forward and on the third step draws uke back diagonally in a wide circular motion. As uke is about to shift his weight to his front foot, Tori presses the back of his thigh against uke's inner thigh to reap and throw him. From ashiwaza, we now move on to masutemi waza, the supine or rear sacrifice techniques. In tomoe nage, Tori takes 3 steps forward to off-balance uke to the rear. As uke resists by pushing back, Tori lowers his body and breaks uke's balance directly to the front to throw him. Note that the transition from tomoe nage to uranage is fairly quick. Tori arches his back, using the action of his hips and arms, and throws uke over his shoulder. Sumigaishi. Tori attempts to break uke's balance while maintaining his own jigotai or defensive posture. He takes 1 big step back and breaks uke's balance to throw him. Tori applies the instep of his right foot against uke's hikagami, behind the knee. And now the last category of nage no kata, yoko sutemi waza, yoko gake. Tori attempts to break uke's balance by forcing him to shift his weight onto the outside edge of his foot. Tori then sweeps uke's foot in a short, sharp motion, right under the ankle bone. Yoko guruma. Taking advantage of uke's attempt to strike Tori's tento, Tori breaks uke's balance to the front, slides his leg in between uke's legs and throws him. Timing is the key to this throw. Finally, ukiwaza. Tori lowers his hips to ankle level and breaks uke's balance diagonally to the front to throw. After completing the series of 15 techniques, Tori and uke return to their starting positions and adjust their judogi. They face each other in shizen hontai, or the natural posture. In unison they start stepping back, starting with the right foot, and kneel to perform a seated bow. They then stand, turn to face shomen, and perform standing bows, then exit. Let's review the main points of the kata, beginning with the etiquette. To show respect for each other, Tori and uke perform a standing bow, bending forward from the waist while sliding their fingertips down to their knees. To perform the seated bow, kneel left foot first, toes on the floor, then right foot, and sit on your heels. Slide both hands down your thighs and place them on the floor, about 6 centimeters apart, fingers pointing in. Let's look at the standing bow again. The upper body should be at an angle of about 30 degrees. When sitting in seiza, the big toes should overlap. When performing the seated bow, the forehead should come to about 30 centimeters above the hands. Make sure not to raise your hips. Place the toes of your feet on the floor and stand, starting with the right foot. Uki-otoshi. Starting from a position about 60 centimeters apart, Tori and Uke move in tsugi-ashi, or the shuffle step. Tori takes a second large step backwards to break Uke's balance. He immediately steps back again and pulls down strongly to throw Uke. When pulling down, Tori should place the toes of his left foot on the floor and fix his gaze ahead. Note the position and angle of Tori's feet upon completing the throw. The angle should be about 30 to 45 degrees. The main point of uki-otoshi is to pull Uke down on the third step. Seoi nage. Uke attempts to strike Tori's tento with his fist. Tori deflects the blow and seizes Uke's arm to throw him forward, using his shoulder for leverage. Uke raises his right fist overhead and attempts to strike Tori's tento with the uzumaki, or base of the fist. Tento refers to the upper forehead. After deflecting Uke's strike, by seizing the back of Uke's upper arm and breaking his balance, Tori lifts Uke on his shoulder and presses his back firmly against Uke to execute the throw, using his shoulder for leverage. When executing the throw, both knees should be straight. In this poor example, Tori uses his arm rather than his shoulder to control Uke's arm. Here incorrectly, Tori lunges forward and turns to throw Uke without breaking his balance. In this correct example, Tori deflects Uke's blow by seizing his upper arm to break his balance. He then uses his own shoulder for leverage to throw Uke. Kataguruma. On the second step, Tori switches his grip to Uke's right inner sleeve. He then takes a big step back to break Uke's balance, bringing his left foot near his right foot, and lowers his hips to lift Uke up and throw him diagonally forward. When lifting Uke, Tori should lower his hips and press the back of his neck against Uke's hips. If the position of Tori's neck is too high, it will be difficult to lift Uke. Tori should not grasp Uke's pants when lifting him. He should merely press his palm against Uke's leg. When lifted, Uke should straighten his knees so that his entire body is straight. He supports himself by pressing the palm of his hand against Tori's back. Uki-goshi. Uke steps forward and attempts to strike Tori's tento. Before the blow connects, Tori pulls Uke's hips towards him and twists his body to execute the throw. While deflecting Uke's blow, Tori should simultaneously lower his left shoulder and bend at the waist to grasp Uke's waist from behind, sliding his left hand along Uke's belt. Here, Tori's hand is too high. And here, Tori has lifted Uke onto his hips, making it an o-goshi. Tori draws Uke's hips against his body and twists his hips to execute the throw. This rare footage shows the founder of Judo, Master Jigoro Kano, teaching students uki-goshi, a technique he was particularly fond of. He explains the difference between uki-goshi and tsuri-goshi, emphasizing the importance